Welcome back, graduates. So today I'm going to be going into a little bit in depth on some speed optimization tactics you can do to improve your load times. Now, there's been numerous studies explaining why having a fast load time is the way to go. So we're going to be using the Ecom Graduates website as an example. So we're just going to go here, ecomgraduates.com. From your first look, it looks like it loads fast, and it does. It does load fast. But what you want to do is, in your Chrome browser, go to your website, preferably in incognito mode, mainly because a lot of Chrome extensions will impact your load times, believe it or not. The Chrome extensions are actually adding elements to your page, doing various things in the background, which basically prevents it from actually loading correctly. So right away, you notice, we have a video here, we've got fading in animations, we've got things still loading in, we've got various another video here, we've got video here, we've got this option here. Also, by the way, guys, a lot of these features you can actually go and purchase by going to our snippets section. Very affordable, one-time purchase, and we provide support. So anyways, let's refresh this once again. Let's inspect element. Now, you most likely, when you inspect element, you'll have your window probably show up at the bottom here or on the right-hand side. I like to pop it out just because it's always in the way. So let's just, but for this video tutorial, I'm just going to keep it here. So what you want to do is you want to look for Lighthouse, and you can check for various devices. Desktop will always load much better. If we do analyze here, you're going to see it's going to do its audit. And it does its test. Now, this is one of the most accurate tests. Now, I personally like to use GT metrics, but anyways, as you can see here, 99 is our performance, and you'll see various things here. But what we're going to focus on for this video is to eliminate render blocking resources right here. Now, we use Bootstrap for all of our themes. It is a render blocking resource. It's not that much, but the potential savings can be 290 milliseconds. But for anyways, let's do mobile. Let's see how mobile looks. So it's warming up. It's doing its tests. And mobile is the most important, in my opinion, because most of the time, your traffic is going to be coming from mobile. Now, 87 is really not that bad, but there's room for improvement. My goal is to get the speed index up, and then the time turned for interactive, improved. Wow, I can't talk today, guys. So now on mobile, you can see that bootstrap.min and variable.css are causing a render blocking resources, and we could potentially save 1.04 seconds, which is massive. It's massive because think about it. Have you ever been on a website and you're just like waiting for it to load? You're just staring at this white screen and you're like, all right, I don't got time for this. I don't have the attention span for this. This is what we're going to fix. So let's minimize this, and we are working on a tool that will actually help you generate the critical CSS. Now, the critical CSS is basically everything that's above the fold. Everything that people first see is what you absolutely need to, like basically the bare minimum CSS that you need to actually paint the picture on the page. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna punch in our website, ecomgraduates.com. I'm gonna click outside here, and it's going to basically load up all the pages. But for this video, I'm only going to do the index page. I'm not going to select our pages, our collections, or our products. I'm just going to click generate. And while we're doing that, let's go in and paste some code here. We're going to need this for later. Now, guys, what you want to do is you want to go onto your store. While this is generating, it takes a little bit. It could take up to 30 seconds. We want to go to the theme that you want to edit, click Edit Code, and I'll leave this. And what we're going to do is, now you notice we have other styles here. All right, cool. So this is done. It generated our eg_critical.liquid, and we got this here. But let's go in and find what we need to do. So in your theme.liquid, you're going to find various CSS styles. Now, your theme will look different. This is our own custom proprietary theme for our store. But you'll have options like this. You'll see .css, right? And what we want to do is we want to basically prevent these from loading, right? We want to prevent these from loading right away. And what we need to do is we need to get this eg_critical.liquid. But for this tutorial, what I could do is I could just copy this code, go into our theme.liquid, and let's paste it right after this. Yes, we'll paste it here. You want this to be like one of the first things that load completely. Let's format this a little bit nicer. I'm not really a fan of this. Whoops, wrong button. All right, so we formatted that. All right, so now this is our critical CSS for the index. It's saying if template equals index, right? So now what we would need to do is, you see how we have these already kind of prepared and ready. What you want to do is you want to basically go in and you want to copy this rel preload, and we're just going to paste it right before the href, just like that, like we have in this example here. So let's paste this, paste it, paste it, paste it. And you'll see a drastic improvement. You know, it's such a simple thing to do, but it's pretty drastic. You know, if you can squeeze out just a few extra seconds or even milliseconds out of your page load times, you could potentially see a really good improvement in your conversion rate. And the reason why is, well, people don't want to wait around. You know, I mean, I can't really. I was trying to think of an in-depth explanation, but people don't want to wait around for things. Everyone's busy, so you got to try to improve your load times as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually copy this whole thing here. We want to copy this, and most likely I'm going to make a snippet that'll do this for you. It'd be a lot easier. Let's paste this in. And what this is doing is it's saying on load, this dot on load equals null, and then this. So basically what happens is once the page is done loading, it's going to basically load the CSS, and then it's going to add the rel equals style sheet. And it basically tells the browser, hey, listen, this is a style sheet, we're going to load it. But it's also saying wait for the page to actually load. Now, guys, I could be wrong. Drop a comment below if you think I'm wrong. I'm always willing to learn more. And honestly, guys, if you ever think I'm saying something wrong, please tell me. I want to know. I don't know everything, and every day we're learning something new. You know, it's called self-progress or self-improvement. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but all right. So we did that. Now we could do this no links, no script option, which I probably should do, but for this case, I'm just going to do this. And so now we've got our critical CSS that we generated with our tool. We've got our CSS links here all set up. Rel equals preload. There's to the CSS as style on load equals. So let's hit save. Now let's go back to our private window. All right, so let me close that. I got something in my way on my screen. I can't see what I'm doing. All right, so now another thing you could do is if you do generate the snippet, you could just upload the snippet, add new snippet. We'll call it, well, wait, can I just upload actually? Can I do that? No, I can't. All right. So we'll go and show this in Finder. We're going to open this in a text editor. I like TextMate. We'll copy the code that we get generated. Actually, you know what? I forgot. I can just copy it right from our handy dandy tool. So go there, and we're going to call this, we're going to make it a snippet, add new snippet. We'll call it �critical dot liquid. Paste this in, hit save. Now we'll go to theme.liquid. We'll go back to our critical CSS. Wait, what did I just do? Oh, wrong file. Wrong file. Theme.liquid. Let's get rid of this actually. Render 𝐸𝐃_critical. All right, so now let's go make sure our site actually still loads. So we've got this here. Make sure it loads. All right, so everything's loading. So now let's go in and say, let's do a new report, and we're going to do mobile again. Fingers crossed we made improvements, guys. Fingers crossed. Okay, so it looks about the same, which is kind of strange. Let's see. We've got Google Tag Manager up here. We've got our style sheet, which is loading. Then we've got our other styles. Oh, these are scripts. Okay. Let's try to clear. Maybe we have to empty the cache. Lighthouse, so So the first test was this, right? No, this was the first test. The speed index was 3.5 seconds. Our blocking time was 10.8, and our first contentful paint was that. And then it also stated to eliminate render blocking resources. So let's see if that error is still there. So 3.4 seconds. So the eliminate render blocking resources is gone now, if you haven't noticed. So there's other things we could do. Properly sizing images is one of them that we could do. And the way you do that too is, it's complaining about the logos. So right off the bat, the first one that we see is custom captain. And what you could do is you could inspect the element. We could see, okay, what is the actual size? So we're cropping at about 450, but the actual size here you can see is 168 by 92. So we could use Shopify to properly resize these, and make them actually fit the screen, so that way we don't have to, because when you're forcing the browser to actually resize the image, it has to process that, and that takes time. Everything takes time when you add it to a store. A lot of people don't realize the more crap you add to your store, the worse off it's going to get. So let's do another report. Maybe sometimes it doesn't always report right. I had better results before I recorded this video, but I'm not sure. Maybe I did something wrong. I could be wrong. I'm not sure. Okay, so 88. It's getting better. Yeah, there you go. So compared to at 1233, we had 87. We had 2.0 second first contentful paint. Our speed index was 3.5. Our blocking time was 60 milliseconds. Our largest contentful paint took 2.3 seconds. And then we also had this eliminate render blocking resources. Notice that. Now, if we go back to the old report, or the new report rather, look at that. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. How awesome is that? There's no eliminate render blocking resources. Nothing like that. And we could literally go in and fix some of these things, which I'll do in another video, going more into depth. But I just want to explain to you why critical CSS could improve your store. Now, it's not a massive improvement, but it's enough. I believe we shaved off about 1 second. Because before it took 3.5 seconds, 2.3 seconds for the largest contentful paint. Now notice this, right? 1.4 seconds, it said. You could say estimated savings, 1.4 seconds. Look at the largest contentful paint on the new report. That's 2.3 seconds, right? We literally shaved off that 1.4 seconds. And so now the largest contentful paint, which is above the fold, which is what has to render first, we're able to cut that down by 1.4 seconds. And that makes a difference. It really does. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, please, click the like button, until it fills in. And if you're feeling, generous, smack that little ring bell, little notification bell, and then click subscribe while you're at it. We're going to be releasing this tool very soon. I'm just working on trying to figure out ways to make it better, improve it. It does report errors as well. You can also view the pages here to see, like, all right, do I want to, what do I want to do here? So, we're trying to make free tools for you guys. We want to give back to the community. You guys are amazing. We love our viewers, and we love making new products and, offering our services to you guys. You're the reason why we're doing what we're doing. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys.